Bem-vindo à aula de aerodinâmica. Aerodinâmica, da mesma forma que navegação, é um pouco básico, ideal para quem está no início dos estudos de inglês técnico aeronáutico, mas com certeza sempre vai ter algum tipo de terminologia que você vai aprender. Vamos lá, gente. Principles of Aerodynamics. Learning the basics. The aircraft can move in three directions: pitch, roll or bank, and eu ouço muito brasileiro falar yaw. Yaw. Pitch, roll, bank, and yaw. Single engine light aircraft. Here you can see this all the parts. I can say that I took from my syllabus book. The spinner on the front, landing gear on the carriage, wing struts, wing, main plane, right aileron, left line, right flap, fuselage, horizontal stabilizer, the tailplane, fin and dorsal, rudder, rudder. Well, you can use rudder on the marine for ships. So, well, elevator, control your pitch, left flap, left aileron, the ailerons deal with your bank, door, seat, windshield, windscreen, engine, cowl, protects your engine, and the propeller that propels you forward. All right. Oops. Management of the four forces. These four forces, lift, weight, thrust, and drag, are responsible for everything. I mean everything the aircraft does in flight. And the pilot's task is to control them by manipulating the factors that affect each one. So lift, up, weight down, thrust. People like to call thrust, they call power. Drag, they like to call anak as well. Here in Brazil, anak, drag. The four forces. Lift, resultant of all the aerodynamic force which act at right angle to the direction of motion. Drag act to oppose the motion of the aircraft and is considered to act through a single point. Thrust produced by the propeller, which act to produce motion. Weight, total weight of the aircraft, including every item on board with the fuel load, considered to act vertically downward through the center of gravity. And may the force be with you, pilots. Aircraft motion. All three axes intersect as a common point of the center of gravity. All right. So, let's see here this image: lateral axis, normal axis, and longitudinal axis. All right. So whenever the aircraft is banking, it's about the longitudinal axis. All right. So whenever the aircraft is pitching, it's about the lateral axis. All right. Angle of attack. The angle between the chord line and direction of the relative airflow that increases the lift. The angle of attack at which lift begins to decrease is called the stalling angle of attack. Well, here probably we have 0 degrees, have some lift on the camber. We're looking at it on the side view. Increase angle of attack, more lift, angle of attack too big, less lift because you're going to stall it. Just drag. The airplanes maneuver of the airplanes in flight. Ground handling, taxi, takeoff and landing for nose wheels and tail wheels aircraft. Lift and drag in flying, angle of attack and airspeed. Straight and level flying, flying for range and flying for endurance. I did said something about that on the navigation classes. Climbing, the forces acting and the effect of wind, weight and density. Descending, the forces acting and the effect of wind and weight. Turning, banking, forces acting and factors affecting turning performance. Stalling, understanding the factors affecting the stalling characteristics. Spinning, causes on recovery. Don't spin. And stability and control, design features and factors affecting stability and control. Design features, I said something about that. Add human factors. Airfoils, structures designed to generate aerodynamic forces such as lift, drag, when opposed to an airflow are called airfoils. Wings, tailplanes, ailerons, rudders, and elevators are example of airfoils. All this I'm going to leave you to read at your own pace. Drag, the total drag acting on the aircraft can be classified according to its source. Screen friction is caused by the air sticking to surfaces as it passes around the aircraft. Form drag or pressure drag is caused by the air getting out of the way and the airplane moves forward as the airplane moves forward. Form drag can be dramatically reduced by changing the shape of the object which is moving. Parasite drag consists of form drag and skin friction. As speed increases, parasite drag increases. The rate of increase in parasite drag is approximately equal to the square of the speed. The parasite drag increases of the rising speed. Induced drag is caused by modification of the airflow as it interacts with any lift-producing surface. The main source of induced drag is the span-wise on the wing deflection of the airflow as it passes over the top and bottom surfaces of the airfoil. You can think of induced drag as the action of the wingtip vortices. Wingtip vortices, guys. Or as the rearward inclination of lift near the wingtip. Wing plan form. This is a very good one for whenever you have the fourth part of the Sensible English Assessment, the AKO exam. If you're talking about the ratio of the wing. Aspect ratio is the ratio of wingspan to wing chord. Wingspan to wing chord. Span and chord. Fighters, short aspect ratio. Fighter, military aircraft. Gliders, long aspect ratio. Taper wings, or we call it washout. Twist, which reduces the angle of the angle of attack near the tips. Override, taper wings, thinner wings, and twisted wings. Thinner on the very edge of the wings, and this twist, which calls washouts, will reduce induced drag. Lift augmentation devices. I like this name, lift augmentation devices. There are times in flight when the designer takes steps to increase the amount of lift generated in any given angle of attack. This can be achieved by increasing the effective camber of the wing with flap extension, or simply by giving the boundary layers more energy to help overcome the effects of friction. Lift augmentation devices, the flap, slots, slats, wing fences, and vortex generator. Flaps, we have the plain flap, split flap, fire flaps, and double slotted fire flaps. The double slotted fire flaps is the one you use on the major aircrafts. They are very nice. It really the fire flaps increase the size, the shape of the wing. By the double one, as you can see here, we use on major aircraft, like bigger aircraft. This one really increases lift. Slats, by placing a small auxiliary airfoil just ahead of the wing leading edge. Wing leading edge, and on the front is leading edge, where it stays the slats, and trailing edge is where it stays the flaps. Right? The maximum lift coefficient can be increased by as much as 60%. Wow, it's a lot. After passing through the gap between the slat and the wing, the air that emerges on the top surface is better able to follow the curve of the surface. The gap between the slats and the wing is called a slot. Both flaps and slats increase the maximum lift coefficient of the wing. Slats, however, have no effect on lift coefficient under high angle of attack reach. Yeah, high angle of attack doesn't really work out. Okay, over here, example of a slat. Wing fences. Some wings employ a barrier called a wing fence, which straightens the span-wise airflow near the tips and allow the air to follow the correct path over the wing. This improves the wing performance and allows lower approach speed to be used. Can you see here wing fence, vortex generator? You can see the flaps and the shock body. Wow. All right, let's talk about the vortex generator. I like it very much. Benefits of vortex generator: low lift off speed, lower stall speeds, improve controllability, improve low speed characteristics, improve safety, stall benefits, in 1 day installation. Install on the same very day and you're flying with it. Come on, let's vortex generator. It's like a pretty girl holding a pie. Ha! It's marvelous, cheap. It has a lot of improvements. It's very easy to install. Come on. Benefits on twin engine aircrafts: increase single engine controllability. Whoa. Zero fuel weight increase. Wow, nice. Gross weight increase. Increase payload, therefore profitability. Improve aileron the rudder control. Smoother ride in turbulence. More stable instrument platform. Wow, see? What the generators are awesome. Guys, that's the end of the class. Very nice to be here. It's kind of a basics, but it's good. Um pouquinho básico as matérias de aerodinâmica, ainda mais que eu tô falando de princípios aqui, né? As 4 forças e tudo mais. Tentei levar de uma forma mais leve possível, mas sempre ter algum tipo de aprendizado acontecendo. Gente, um prazer fazer essa aula. Mais uma vez estamos aqui. Espero vocês na próxima aula de aerodinâmica. Até mais. Tchau, tchau.